Today I'm going to be speaking about finding that balance between an ego identity and liberation or enlightenment. I don't know if you ever experienced it before, that you felt like you had this moment or you had this specific teaching, something that resonated with you, and in that moment it was having so much power that it was able to set you free, and you kind of remember that peace that you had. But in our modern day life, day-to-day life, things happening to us that kind of draws you out of that state again. And I find that I'm witnessing myself more that, for example, in a rage moment, I don't completely identify, or there's something in the background that doesn't allow me to get totally absorbed in that. But one that still really bothers me sometimes is overthinking and getting this intense thought patterns. It kind of obscures presence in a sense. You feel it's harder to let go of your thought patterns, and this has got me thinking in the modern life. If we look at either choosing one or the other, because sometimes the world feels like it forces you into ego identity, right? Like very practical things like your financial situation. What are you going to eat? What are you going to drink? I know the Bible verse, take no thought for tomorrow, is coming up right now with me. But yeah, like thinking in that sense, our practical day-to-day living. And especially if you're a man, you need to be accomplishing this, that, and the other before a certain age. You need to be financially totally set. You need to be having the perfect relationship. You need to be on top of your health. Everything feels like you need to earn that right to be a man. And this is what we tie our identities into so often. And when something happens that is quite powerful in your ego identity, if you see yourself as this person and it really rocks this picture and throws everything out of whack, you find that this is when you really challenge to see of what you're really made of, or how in line with the spiritual path you are. And that's why I often consider, like, what would it be like to completely give up on the traditional life and follow a monastic type of lifestyle, or abandon all day-to-day activities, like going all into the practice and making that the center of your life? Or is it more beneficial to put the spiritual realm completely out of the picture and focus just on your day-to-day with the tangible things that life values, that you need to be chasing that? Or is there a fine balance that we can strike? And just kind of finding that balance of being able to still manage presence on occasion and still feeling the body, living in the body, but being able to accomplish our day-to-day tasks. And it often makes me think that we're all scrambling. A lot of people, a lot of life feels like it's about winning and losing also. And people will do terrible things to other people, or murder people, steal, or do everything based on feelings such as greed. And then you think of interesting story that comes to mind now for me is I have people that I know that were missionaries, Christian missionaries, and they went to an African country, and they spoke to these people that didn't know about Jesus at all, and they showed them a clip on the projector of Jesus saying that when this guy asks for your shirt, give your coat as well, or something along that lines. And the people just found that completely hilarious and burst out laughing. and But it makes you think of kind of rising above the baseline things of this world, like needing that win for yourself. Is it really necessary, or are you truly free when you can be that person to say, listen, you take it this time, you take the jacket? That's when I feel like you really find inner liberation, when these things are not like you have to fight to keep this ego identity propped up. So yeah, that's a interesting line that I often think about. And right now, in the sense of my circumstantial situation, I would say there's one or two challenges, and I find that it's harder for me sometimes to access that realm of presence right now. And the body almost carries that load as well. I've realized that the more negative thinking you do or spiraling, your defenses drop as well. And now I'm currently sick at the moment, but yeah, just getting back to that important practice of kind of being able to break the loop in your thought patterns, and just accessing the body is one that I really like also, or noticing the pauses between your breaths. But yeah, or I do some kind of activity like a sport or something that kind of forces you into the present. That's an easier way to do it. But sometimes when you have these things that you feel are hitting your psychological identity hard, you find that I found a statement from, I think it was Ramdas, that coined the term intense presence, or was it Eckhart Tolle as well, that spoke about being more intensely present, and that's what I want to be focusing on right now. But yeah, if you know yourself only as this ego identity, things can get pretty dicey, or can be a challenge sometimes, and you feel like it has to do with the word me and mine a lot. Like, you stole my car, you did this to my person, or you were my relationship, you needed to do everything that I wanted. And that's what you also see a practical example of, that people are the most difficult. You can't really control other people, and that's a large challenge as well sometimes. But yeah, this is just a concept that I think about as well, like completely going meta. Like, a meta-analysis is a combination study of many different studies. But what I mean in this term of using meta right now is like transcendence, to be able to look from a different perspective and not be totally absorbed by the life situation or the difficulties of life. And it really ties into me. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Matrix, specifically the first movie. But yeah, it's a movie that's really rich in many layers of spirituality or deeper thinking. And obviously it's a cultural iconic movie, but I like in my way, I perceive the movie as being like Neo being the liberated one, and the agents are basically the problems of the world. And my favorite scene is just absolutely where people shoot at him in the first movie, and or the program shoot at him, and he just stops the bullets there. And that's the thinking that I'm thinking about, this saying of going meta, that nothing can really hit the real you, because you're not really anywhere. You don't particularly invest yourself in any kind of identity. But ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching, and consider liking and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Have a nice day.